everyone, hello and welcome in. Yesterday in the post-game video following the Minnesota Vikings victory over the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, we briefly touched base on the current and brewing Cam Dantzler situation for the Minnesota Vikings. So if you're not up to speed, let's get you there. So at the beginning of the season, they bring in Patrick Peterson, Breeland, Mackenzie Alexander. A little while later, we lose Jeff Gladney to off-the-field problems, and it looks like, just on paper, that Cam Dantzler was probably going to be third or fourth fiddle in this secondary leading up to the regular season. So since we've played 3 regular season games, and it is clear as day Breeland is not very good at what he is doing, and he is getting picked on relentlessly by opposing teams, the question has been brewing for the past week is, why isn't Cam Dantzler getting more playing time? So yesterday, after the conclusion of the game, Cam Dantzler puts out this cryptic tweet, which he has since deleted, and yeah, it was a very interesting couple of minutes while that was up, and then he deleted that, and he has since replaced it with this tweet here, and this is probably what he should have started with. So where are we at with the Cam Dantzler situation? Because I'm honestly confused about what is going on. So far we've known that, one of the reasons that he was inactive in week 1 and didn't see a lot of playing time in week 2 is because Mike Zimmer has said publicly to the media that Cam Dantzler is not playing special teams, and for him to be active on this roster, then he needs to be a contributor on special teams. But I guess that's just something that Cam Dantzler doesn't do, or maybe he refuses to do. I have no idea. We don't know yet. Could this be a Stefon Diggs 2.0 situation that we're currently looking at? If you remember how things got rather cryptic with Stefon Diggs and his relationship to the media, which led to his eventual trade to the Buffalo Bills. He wanted out of Minnesota, and that was a few years ago. I don't think that is going to be what happens here, because luckily or unlucky for Cam Dantzler, he has not reached the star status that Stefon Diggs did before he was jettisoned in a trade from the Vikings. I think Cam Dantzler, being a third-round pick, is somebody who was expected to step up this year and play a more significant role than he has. And given the fact that Breeland has been greatly picked on and has looked pretty bad in his regular season appearances so far in 2021, it has been a concern as to why Cam Dantzler has not seen more playing time, or Mike Zimmer hasn't made a personnel change to the secondary, because, even Patrick Peterson has taken his lumps so far this season. He is not graded very well in pass coverage, but all the attention is focused on Breeland because opposing teams know that he's an easy target. They can get some yards if they go that direction. So I don't know what to make of the situation. What do you think of the current Cam Dantzler situation? I wanted to jump on real quick today before I started filming the day after Seattle and just briefly touch base on this subject, because this feels like something that is going to need to be answered for in the coming week as we go up against the Cleveland Browns in week 4. So actually, it's kind of interesting just to consider that the upcoming schedule, where you have the Cleveland Browns, who are not a pass-heavy team. Jarvis Landry is going to be out for a couple of weeks. They still do have Odell Beckham Jr., and they are still pretty creative with their schemes, but they're mostly a run-first team with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And then we go over to Carolina for the Lions, or the last home game of the homestand. Obviously, their passing game is in ruins when your best wide receiver is Quentin Cephas and TJ Hawkinson, the tight end. So no real threat there. And then we go to Carolina, who we have yet to determine if they are frauds or not, because they haven't really played anybody, and their 3-0 record sort of reflects that. So they do have dangerous weapons like DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, but it remains to be seen if Christian McCaffrey is going to be available for them. Likely not, given his hamstring injury. So we face a slate of games coming up where the passing attack is not going to be the biggest threat, right? We come off of 3 games where the passing attack was the biggest threat, with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and then Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, and then Russell Wilson and the combination of Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. So we're going into a phase of the schedule where the pass defense may not be tested as heavily as it has been. So that might be a break for Breeland going forward, and might allow him to keep his starting job for at least the next couple of weeks, save him getting burned by somebody suspect like, I don't know who's the rookie for Cleveland, Anthony Schwartz this year. But Cam Dantzler, the cryptic tweet that he put out yesterday, I'll close on this note. 2 things. One, I agree with him. He should be playing more because Breeland is just apparently bad. Number 2, I don't agree with the way that he's going about it. I would rather have somebody on the sidelines who isn't getting playing time be more self-aware of what it is that he needs to do to be able to earn that playing time. And complaining on Twitter is definitely not the way to do it. And I have a feeling that, knowing what I know about Mike Zimmer and this team, is that whatever doghouse he is currently in, he just got moved to the second floor, and it's going to be a lot harder for him to get out of it. And it's probably good that he deleted that right away. So it will come down to what Mike Zimmer and Cam Dantzler himself have to say when they are made available to the media, if Cam Dantzler is going to be made available to the media at all for questions this week. But I think we'll get our answer when Mike Zimmer is asked about the tweet, because the Minnesota beat writers are absolutely going to ask him about it, and then we will go from there. So it kind of feels like, given the fact that, it's a two sides of the coin story. We're going into a slate of games where the pass defense may not get tested, but the pass defense so far has been a problem. And, the defense entirely has been a problem, but that's a separate topic for a separate day. But, seeing how the Carolina Panthers sort of fleeced the Jacksonville Jaguars today for a trade for C.J. Henderson, a former first overall pick in the top 10. I believe he was taken 9th overall. It's concerning to see how, the Vikings' pass defense has been so far, and they're not really willing to make a change. I think that this is a situation where that you're not desperate to go get a corner in a trade or something. You might not have to give up that much. Might as well do it while you're ahead, because if anybody gets injured, God forbid, we could be looking at a situation similar to last year where the cupboard was bare. So that's my take on this topic. Let me know what you think about the Cam Dantzler situation in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.